Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Chavez here. We're getting ready to do another UH. I got some music in the background. I don't think it's loud enough for you guys to pick it up, but it's keeping me going at this time of night. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. This is UH Quiz 7, Derivatives 1, and let's get right to it. All right, here we go. First one, find the derivative. So you're just pretty much just using the power rule, straightforward. So f prime of x equals 10x plus 2. And it looks like that's it. And there you go. Let's go to the next one. Again, same thing, find the derivative. So the neat thing here, don't use quotient rule here. That's a constant on the top. So just go ahead and rewrite it. So I'm rewriting it, guys. There you go. And now take a derivative. So negative 12x to the negative 3 minus 6x squared, and then rewrite it, negative 12 over x cubed minus 6x squared. And there you go. Let's see, right there. All right, let's go to the next one. Find the slope of the line that is tangent to this graph at negative 1. So take a derivative, plug in negative 1. F prime of x equals, let me get this in tablet mode here real quick, guys. F prime of x equals 7x to the 6 plus 4 times 3 is 12, x squared minus 2x. Plug in f prime of negative 1. So 7 times negative 1 to the 6th power, that's going to be a positive 7, plus 12 times negative 1 squared, it's going to be a positive again, minus 2 times negative 1, it's going to turn positive. So 7 plus 12 plus 2. So 21. All right, go to the next one. Consider the function x cubed plus 4x squared plus 1. Find the equation of the normal line at the point. Okay, so normal line, remember that the tangent is perpendicular to the normal. So first find your tangent slope. And I do that by taking a derivative. 3x squared plus 8x, and I'm going to plug in a negative 1. So f prime of negative 1 is 3 times negative 1 squared plus 8 times negative 1. So let's see what I get here. I get 3 minus 8, which is negative 5. So now I'm going to do opposite reciprocal. So my new slope, my normal slope, has to be a positive 1/5. So right before I even start, if it's not a positive 1/5, if you want to be lucky here and just take a guess, it's going to either be between A and C. Obviously, the answer is already C because we already answered it before, right? Point slope formula, guys. Y minus 4 equals, that comes from this 4 right here, equals 1/5 x plus 1. That one comes from this. Minus a negative turns to a positive. Now we're just going to solve for y. Y minus 4 equals 1/5 x plus 1/5. And then I'm going to add 4. So finally you get y equals 1/5 x. Turn that 4 into 20 over 5. 5 goes into 24 times. So 20 plus 1 is a 21. So 21 over 5. So there it is. And there it is. All right, let's keep going. Consider the function, find the point where the tangent line is horizontal. All right, so I'm going to take a derivative. Derivative is 3x squared minus 6x, and I'm going to equal that to 0. So I'm going to factor out a 3x, and I have x minus 2. So I get two values. I get a 0 and I get a 2. So if you don't have a 0 or a 2, it's out. So out, out, out. It's between A and C. So you plug these values into the original. So f of 0 is 3. See, 0, 0, and 3. So 0, 3, and then f of 2. 2 cubed minus 3 times 2 squared plus 3. 2 cubed is 8. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3. 8 minus 12 is a negative 4. Plus 3 is a negative 1. So f of 2 is negative 1. So that means the point is 2, negative 1. And then this point here is 0, 3. So there we go. Those are my 2 points. And there we go. All right, here we go. Given the function, find the points where the tangent line has a slope of -3. So I'm going to take a derivative. I'm going to equal that derivative to -3. So I'm going to have, let's see, 3 times 1/3 is 1. So x squared minus 2x minus 6. I'm going to equal that to -3. So now I'm going to solve for this, guys. Move the -3 to the left. X squared minus 2x plus 3. So that means I'm going to have a -3 like so, or -3. And then factor that out. That looks like x minus 3x plus 1. So let's see, -3 times 1 is -3, -3 plus 1 is -2. So there it is. X equals 3, x equals -1. They want the points. So again, you plug in that in here and -1 in there. So here are my points. I'm going to write them here on the side. I'm going to put them in blue, guys. F of 3. So 1/3 times 3 cubed minus 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 2. And that's going to give us -16. I already did it earlier. And then if I plug in a -1, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. If I plug in a -1, you're going to get a 20/3. So we just look for those points, and here they are. All right, here we go. They want the derivative at pi over 2. So I'm going to write f prime of pi over 2. Well, first I got to take a derivative, right? F prime of x equals, the derivative of sine is cosine. So just write 2 cosine x. And now I'm going to plug in pi over 2. And 2 cosine of pi over 2. Hopefully we've all remember our trig values. Cosine of pi over 2. Pi over 2 is located right there. Cosine is an x-coordinate. So that's 2 times 0. So my answer is 0. All right, let's go to the next one. They want you to find the derivative at pi over 4. So first let's take a derivative. G prime of x is equal to 1. The derivative of cosine is a negative sign, so minus 2 sine x. And the derivative of cotangent is a negative cosecant squared. Negative cosecant squared of x. Are we still okay, guys? All right. So now I'm going to plug in pi over 4. So 1 minus 2 sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. Minus, and then cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So I'm going to write it as 2 over square root of 2, and I'm going to square that. So here we go. Let's see. 1 minus, these 2's cancel out, so square root of 2. Minus 2 squared is 4, square root of 2 squared is 2. So 1 minus square root of 2 minus 2. So finally, -1 minus square root of 2. There you go. All right, let's keep going. Determine the number x between 0 and 2 pi, where the line tangent to the function f of x equals 6 sine x minus 6 square root of 3. Cosine is horizontal. So I'm going to take a derivative. So the derivative of 6 sine x is 6 cosine x. And the derivative of 6 square root of 3 cosine x is a negative 6 square root of 3 sine x. But negative times a negative is a positive. So plus 6 square root of 3 sine x. And I'm going to equal this to 0. Now, hopefully you remember from pre-cal, I'm going to factor out a 6 here. So I have this expression, cosine x plus square root of 3 sine x. So the only way this and the inside will be 0. Let's see, cosine x plus square root of 3 sine x. The only way this will be 0 is if sine x equals a half. Let's see, if that's a half, then cosine x better equal a negative square root of 3 over 2. So how does this work? Well, think about it. If cosine is negative square root of 3 over 2 and sine x is a half, I'm going to have negative square root of 3 over 2 plus a square root of 3 over 2. So that's one way. The other way that it can happen is I can have cosine x equal a positive square root of 3 over 2, and I can have sine x equal a negative half. So here we come. Unit circle. Where is cosine negative square root of 3 over 2 and sine a half? And where is cosine a positive square root of 3 over 2 and sine a negative half? Those two right there. So if you remember from pre-cal, this one here is 5 pi over 6, and this one here is 11 pi over 6. So these are my answers, guys. So, you know, a little bit of pre-calc, not even that extreme. But yeah, so you got to know a little bit, guys, of pre-calc. All right, let's go to the, it looks like this is the last one here. Find the third derivative. So this is actually pretty easy. So the hardest one is probably question 9. And question 10 is actually right back to easy again. So let's rewrite it before you take any derivative. So 2x cubed minus 4x to the negative 3. All I did was rewrite it. I brought that x cubed up, so I turned that exponent into a negative. So here we go. First derivative, f prime of x. 2 times 3 is 6, x squared, plus 4 times 3 is 12, x to the negative 4. I'm just subtracting 1. So there's my first. F prime prime of x. So 6 times 2 is 12, so 12x, minus 12 times 4, 12, 24, 48. So 48 x to the negative 5. And then let's do one more. F prime 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 of x is equal to 12 plus, let's see, 48 times 5, so 51 with 52 to 50, and then take away 5. So I think that's 245 x to the negative 6. Oh, did I mess up? Yeah, I did. 240. Sorry, guys. 48 times 5. I did 49 by accident. That's a 240 here. Dummy. Dummy me, not you guys. So that's 240x. So there it is. F prime prime prime. My third derivative is 12 plus 240 over x to the 6. And there it is. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And I hope you guys get 100. All right. Later, guys. Bye.